and I haven't heard back from him since, because I guess he remembers me as well. Now I don't know if you are aware of him. I guess some of the card shop owners might know who he is. He's he's like a world famous authenticator, autograph expert. He actually works for GSA now. Here's the GSA page. I just want you to see this really quick here. Now for James Spence. Now I don't know if you were aware of this. James Spence he used to work for PSA DNA, and they let him go because he was authenticating too many bogus autographs. So he decided to start his own company. Okay, that's the background of this. Now also here, which I find hilarious, is that here's his bio right on his own page, and he shows that all these companies he's involved with. First, he puts Sotheby's, the biggest auction house in the world, the most prestigious auction house in the world. Next, he puts eBay. And then after that, it's followed by Mastro Auctions. Now, some of you might be aware that used to be one of the largest sports memorabilia businesses around. They were really big until they got in a lot of trouble selling fakes and doctored cards. They specialized in altering cards and doctoring cards. So, there's a lot of big stink about that, and I'm surprised it's still on their site to this day. They're linked with them. Because they're no longer respected as well. And he claims to be, I like what he says here, universally respected and approved. Yeah, bull crap. That's why they got rid of him, PSA, DSA, at the start of his own company. Now here, Hervin Darvik. Now he has an interesting thing. You could check here. He was actually with PSA DNA too, but they let him go as well for. He has a long history of autographs and selling fake autographs. That's his big thing. He's been doing it for many years. He had plenty of companies of his own. He started one after the other after the other. Like I said, I knew this man, on a first name basis way back when, back in the day, long time ago in the 80s. And he had a major business. He used to sell a lot of autographs. I've wasted thousands of dollars on this friend of mine, a trusted expert to this day. One day I got a big promotion. I didn't mention this in the PSA I made, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to flush him out or one of his buddies out, which did work. Like I said, he came out, but then he stopped communicating. One day I got a big promotion, not a promotion, a bonus, and I wanted to treat myself, so I bought a Babe Ruth autograph ball, and I spent thousands of dollars on it, and later it turned out to be fake, and he had all of his companies too. When he's involved with the company, he has his lifetime guarantee, his Herman Darvik lifetime guarantee, and I tried to collect on that, and he said, well, since that company is no longer in business, I can't honor that request. So he's ripped off so many people over the years, and like I said, he used to work with PSA DNA a few years back, and they let him go, so now he's with James Spence, and James Spence was also let go of. Now, for everybody who thinks that JSA and PSA DNA are great companies, I want you to show you this site here. Go to Autograph Alert, why don't you? Give them a try. Just go to autographalert.com, and if you want, type in news, or you could go to the link from there. And then you could read all about these people, how great they really are. One after the other after the other. This is a recent auction here that was on eBay. There's the item number, okay? It's supposedly Chris Short signed baseball, okay? This was authenticated. There's the number right there. It's encased, okay? Now, that right there is not a Chris Short autograph, people. That right there is a Gary Sheffield signed baseball. But it was authenticated by JSA as a Chris Short baseball. James Spence, the great guy who got, let go from PSA DNA, which isn't that much of a great company themselves if you go to this site here and check for yourself. There's the item number, might still be up, sold for $145. Yeah, these are great authenticating companies. Just check this site out. One after the other after the other. And they have stories too about, this is actually from their site. Herman. What up, Herman? This is one of his bogus letters that he sold back in the day. He used to sell lots of Babe Ruth counterfeits, lots of them. Like I mentioned in my previous PSA, he sold napkins with Babe Ruth's autograph and tissue, all kinds of garbage. It all turned out to be fake. Now these are actually, Herman Darvik too, I later learned was a master counterfeiter himself. He could counterfeit anybody's autograph without looking at the original. He could do it from the top of his head. Here's a counterfeit of Gerald Ford he did. Here's a counterfeit of Nixon and who else? Jimmy Carter. He did these off the top of his head without having to look at the original. You could just do it that way. And actually he wrote this letter here. He signed it himself. And he actually wrote a big best-selling book about how to distinguish real autographs. And he admits here in this letter that 2 of the autographs are counterfeits. He actually were his. Signed, it says, it says right here, you will never be able to guess which autographs in the book were actually signed by me. And there are 2 of them. All right. So, and he admitted that in May of '81. So that's the kind of scum that he is. I myself have bought thousands of dollars of garbage from that man, and I'm just tired of getting ripped off by people left there. And he's still, like I said, he's still well respected. Authenticator and professional. He goes on TV all the time. He actually got busted on TV. They busted him once on TV for something. Him and somebody else. I think Spence was Mr. Spence himself. There's plenty of stories on the site for autographalert.com. You could see all of their years worth of stuff on here. About all. Now here's another great one here. This is a PSA DNA certified ball, okay? Now this auction isn't live anymore, but you might be able to look up the PSA certification number, unless they changed it already. Now if you look here, it's supposed to be an Ernie Davis authentic signed baseball. Alright, PSA DNA, you're a great company that you respect so highly. Alright, it's sealed in a thing. Ernie Davis. Okay. Well, what's so important about this particular item? Well, there is no Ernie Davis. Didn't exist. There hasn't been a player when this auction came out called Ernie Davis. Sorry, doesn't happen. Didn't happen. And actually, they did determine whose autograph that was. The autograph belonged to Clem Labine, who was he was all-star relief pitcher for the Dodgers in the 50s. So that's who that autograph actually belongs to, not somebody supposedly called Ernie Davis. Like I said, you want to see more about, your PSA great grading company. This is counterfeit, and like I said, there's 2 of them in my local shop here. I don't know how many are in your shops in your area, wherever you may live. But this is in fact counterfeit. So check out autographalert.com and you'll see a lot of history of all these great authenticating companies. Autographalert.com. As always, people, dream big, dream big. Little dreams aren't usually worth having.